Hey friends, welcome to day 7. Today will be a slow flow practice. If that sounds all right with you, that's what I'm feeling after yesterday's class. If you feel like you need something a bit more intense, you're welcome to do one of the earlier classes in the challenge or check out one of my yoga sculpt or core classes that is uploaded here on the Altr Yoga YouTube page. Of course, listen to your body. If slow flow is not your jam today, no worries. There are some other options on the site. We'll work on the hips and lengthening and some stretching for the inner thighs, and we'll begin together in a child's pose. So for child's pose today, let's take the knees out wide so we do start to create some space along the inner line of the legs. Walk your hands towards the top of your mat and land your forehead to the earth. Give yourself a few moments to check in with your breath, your body, your energy levels. You notice how you're feeling after the last few days of practice. Maybe you're starting to feel different areas of the body. There might be some more space, or maybe you're feeling some soreness. And with creating that awareness, can you really tap into what it is you need from today's movement? If it is more space in the body, opening up, some stretching, or maybe you need to focus on engagement and activation to keep building some physical strength. Maybe you're here to clear up some space in the mind. Remember, take what you need, leave what you don't. Let's slowly rise up onto all fours. Come into a tabletop position. Spread your fingertips wide. Draw your knees in to stack below your hips. Broaden across your back body. Then extend your right leg long behind you. Feel length in the back of your right leg. Then bend into your right knee. Open up your right hip. And let's begin with some slow hip circles. Start with your right knee, drawing circles towards the front of your space. Anchor through your palms so you're really stable in your foundation. Let's reverse the direction. Big circles opposite ways. So your knee draw circles to the space behind you. Lubricating the hip joint. And then pause. Next time your knee is lifted, and extend your right leg out to the right side of your space. I'll just turn to face you here, mirroring you with the right leg extended. And we'll open up into a half child's pose. So open your left knee out slightly, lower the top of your left foot to the mat, and send your hips towards your heel. Okay. Inhale, shift forward back onto your palms, and exhale, slowly shift back. Let's do that 3 more times. A gentle rock forward and back. 2 more, rock forward and back. Okay, 1 more time, shift forward. And this time you're welcome to press back and hold. Maybe walk your hands further towards the top of your mat. Maybe land your forehead down. Okay. And if this is quite intense and there's not a ton of space to move into quite yet, you might hover right here, totally fine. Allow your breath to assist you in creating length along the inner line of the right leg. Can you soften into the outer line and into the glutes? Breathe length along your spine and ease as you soften your hips towards your left heel. And then slowly send your left leg long behind you, right leg long behind you once again. Take an inhale breath. And with your exhale, can you step your right foot towards the pinky side edge of your right hand, lizard lunge. Tuck your left toes and slide your left knee back behind you so that you create some length now through the front of the left side, the left hip flexor muscles. And plant your left hand down Turn your right toes out to the right side of the space, move into a twist. So your right hand will meet the inner right line of your leg. Try to avoid pressing on the knee joint. Lift up a little bit higher to the inner thigh. Roll your right shoulder back and send your gaze over your right shoulder. Soft bend in your left elbow, but still energetically press away from your left palm. Stay here for another breath or two. Then lower your right hand down to the mat. Turn your right toes to face forward, tuck your left toes, and take a big step to the top of your mat, forward fold. Hey, feet are slightly wider than hip distance for this forward fold. Bend your knees quite a lot. Let your head hang heavy. And let's grab opposite elbows. Ragdoll as you fold over your legs. Shake out your head a few times, no yes. Invite space in between each vertebrae as you allow the top of your head to fall closer towards the earth. Slowly release your arm bind and walk your feet into about hip distance. Take an inhale, halfway lift, lengthen, fire up your core. Exhale, forward fold. And then press away from your feet, rise all the way up to stand, full body stretch, reach up, look up. Exhale, bring your hands to meet at heart center. Keep your right foot at the top of your mat and step your left foot back, setting up for a triangle pose. So right toes forward, left toes turn out slightly. Okay. Slowly open up your torso towards the left side of your space. Squeeze into your strong glutes, fire up your inner thighs, open up your arms to a T, take an inhale breath. And with your exhale, hinge from your hips and take your right hand to your right shin, thigh. Maybe you hover on the inner line of the leg and reach your left arm up towards the ceiling. Anchor down through this top hip. Feel some sensation along the outer left line. And then inhale, come all the way up. Turn both sets of toes towards the left side of your mat, long edge. Give your shoulders a big roll. Interlace your hands behind your back. Wide leg forward fold. Slowly hinge forward from your hips. With that interlaced grip, arms behind you. Okay, and then you can take a soft bend from right to left as you sway your hips from side to side. Each round you might be able to sink a little bit deeper. Just exploring the space in your hips from here. Next time you come through center, pause, release your hands down to the mat. Take an inhale to lengthen your spine for space first. Then walk to the top of your mat, right toes point forward. Come high onto your left toes. Lunge with a twist, left hand down, reach your right arm up towards the ceiling. Right shoulder will roll back, lift your gaze up towards the ceiling if the neck allows. Remember, in any of these shapes where we lift the gaze, if it doesn't feel nice on your neck, you can keep your gaze straight ahead or down towards the mat. Try to settle into a shape that creates ease, not more tension in the body. Take an inhale breath. Exhale, plant your right hand down to the mat, downward facing dog. Right foot steps back to meet your left. Pedal out your knees a few times, right and left. Sway your hips. Child's pose. Lower your knees, send your hips to your heels. Settle in here. You're in child's pose just for a breath or two to reconnect and reset. And with your inhale breath, rise up onto all fours once again. Knees shift in so they're below your hips. Kick your left leg long behind you this time. Okay. Enjoy the space first and then bend into your left knee. Slowly stack your left hip and we'll begin the knee circles, lubricating left side hip joint. So big circles towards the front of your space to start. I have a bit of a snap, crackle, pop in my hip here. Hey, just be really mindful, move slowly. And then reverse the direction. Big circles, small circles. Try to stay rooted through both palms. Keep your core active. Next time you pause, hold at the top, kick your left leg out to the side, and I'll again turn to face you here to mirror you. Left leg out to the side. Toes will turn in slightly and your right knee will turn out a bit for a half child's pose. Send your hips back towards your right heel, lengthen along your spine, and then inhale, shift forward. Exhale, slowly press back into your half child's pose. And inhale, shift forward. Let's do 3 more. Press back. Shift forward. 2 more, press back. And forward. 1 more time, and we hold, press back. And forward with your breath, then settle back. Hips towards your right heel. You might walk your hands forward, forehead to the mat. And remember, there's no expectation to drop your hips all the way down. If you're here or here, your goal is to invite ease in whatever variation of the shape you're in. So can you soften your shoulders from your ears? Can you invite length along your spine? Okay. Can you create some length and maybe eventually ease in the inner line of your left leg by holding and breathing here? Next, inhale, press into your palms. Right knee shifts back through center. Left leg extends long behind you. Feel your hips reset. Left foot steps to the pinky side edge of your left hand. Shift your right knee back behind you, lizard lunge, and we'll add the twist. Right hand down, left toes turn out. You can keep the foot flat or roll to the pinky toe edge. Left foot will meet the inner thigh. Again, try to avoid putting any pressure on the knee joint. Okay. Roll your shoulder back, left shoulder back. Gaze over your left side. And allow yourself to settle into the right quad. Couple more rounds of breath. All right, slowly come back through center. Different this time. Keep your left foot flat, toes turned out slightly. Tuck your right toes and step to the top of your mat for a yogi squat. Right foot meets the pinky side edge of your right hand. Hands meet at heart center, give your shoulders a big roll. Now, of course, if this is too deep, you're welcome to keep the hips slightly lifted. It will require a bit more strength in the quads and the glutes, but there's your added challenge from there. So you're here in your squat or you're slightly lifted. Elbows press into the inner thighs, soften your shoulders from your ears, grow your upper body tall. Stay for 1 more inhale breath. And forward fold, hands to the mat, slowly lift your hips. Heel toe your feet in hip distance. Take an inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up, full body stretch, reach up, let this feel really good. Hands to heart center. Okay. Right foot steps back this time. So your left foot is still at the top of your mat, right toes turn out. Torso slowly turns open towards the right side of your space, triangle pose. Open your arms to a T. Inhale breath, slow hinge from your hips. Left hand will find a soft place to rest at the thigh or the shin. Okay. Or you will rest your hand just lightly on the inner line of your leg. This will require a bit more core. So set yourself up in a way that feels really supportive for you. Gaze can be down towards the side or up towards the ceiling. Take what you need. Okay, feel that opening along the outer right line of the body. Then inhale, come all the way up through center. Both sets of toes turn towards the, I'll turn to face you here, but you're facing your right side this time. Okay, let's interlace the hands behind the back just for a big inhale, roll the shoulders, and exhale, slow hinge and fold. Okay, option 1, you guys can stay right here. Enjoy this forward fold with a slight bend in the knees from side to side. Option 2, slowly release your hands down to the mat. Okay. You might widen your stance from here. Walk your hands towards the back of your mat. Bend deep into your right knee for your half squat pose. And then walk yourself towards the top of your mat. Bend your left knee for half squat pose. Hey, now you're welcome to, with your breath, transfer from side to side. Okay. If you feel like holding for a few rounds of breath on each side is going to feel really good for you today, you're welcome to do that. Invitation to get really curious in your body and in your movement. Whether you're holding your forward fold, there's still movement with breath. Whether you're holding one side and then the other, there's still movement with your breath. Hey, let's stay here together for another 3 or 4 rounds of breath. And then next time you come to the top of your mat, okay, walk your hands to the top of your mat, set yourself up for your twisting lunge. Left toes point forward, high on your right toes. Right hand flat to the mat, left arm will reach up towards the ceiling. Take a big inhale breath. Maybe settle in a little bit deeper. Inhale. Exhale, left hand down to the mat, downward facing dog. Pedal out your knees a few times, right and left. Lift your right leg up and back behind you, bend your right knee and stack your hip. You're welcome to take a few of those hip circles from here. And then come high onto your left toes, look forward, pigeon pose. Right knee will land in behind right wrist. Left leg will extend long behind you. Okay. Walk your fingertips in towards your body, lift up tall through your spine. You're welcome to fold forward right away into your reclined or not reclined resting lizard pose or pigeon pose. Option to flow through some upper body work with me here. So if you're looking to flow through, come onto your fingertips. Take an inhale breath to lift up through your chest, lift your gaze. As you exhale, drop your right shoulder down to the mat, gaze over the left side. Inhale, come back up through center. Exhale, drop your right shoulder or left shoulder, gaze to the right side. 2 more to each side. Inhale through center. Exhale, slow twist. Gaze left. Inhale through center, exhale, slow twist, gaze right. 1 more each side, inhale through center. See if you can soften into your hips, exhale, twist. Inhale through center and exhale, twist. Inhale, come up through center. If you did lower down, you might start your journey to meet us here. If you feel from here you need a few moments to come down, you're welcome to do so. But eventually we'll all meet onto the sit bones. I'm not mirroring you here now. The left leg is extended out to the left side of the space. Sole of your right foot meets your inner thighs. So eventually meet me here, give your shoulders a couple of big rolls. Inhale, take your arms up overhead, and as you exhale, slow side bend over your left leg. So your right fingertips will reach up and over, top shoulder will roll back. Lift your gaze, keep it forward or send it down. Just a nice, easeful place for your neck. With your inhale, rise up, plant your right hand flat to the mat, press into your left foot and right shin as you sweep your arms up and over. Hips move forward, squeeze your glutes. Exhale, lower your hips down to the mat, come into your side bend. That's our flow here. Inhale, press through your right palm, squeeze your glutes, lift your hips. And exhale, slow, lower. Hey, let's take 2 more just like that. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. The last one, inhale, lift. And exhale, side bend. Okay, inhale, come up through center. Take both legs wide. So you're in a seated straddle position or a seated wide leg. Okay. Anchor down through your sit bones. Try to keep a flex in the ankle. Take an inhale breath. And as you exhale, slowly fold over the midline. And take your time to explore in this shape. I encourage you to add your breath to really help you. Use your inhale to lengthen, your exhale to fold. Inhale, breath to lengthen, exhale, fold. And whether your fold is here or your fold is all the way forward, can you acknowledge sensation in the inner line of the legs? Can you invite more space along the spine? And maybe you close down your eyes and give yourself permission to land in whatever sensation is coming up for you here. Okay, next inhale, come all the way back up to center, tall spine. Swing your legs towards the back of your space, land in a downward facing dog. Take a few rounds of breath to just even out, reset. If a vinyasa is part of your practice, it might feel good to take a round or two of that to flush out. And we'll meet in downward facing dog. Left leg will kick up and back this time. Lift your left knee up towards the ceiling. Add those big circular movements for the hip if you did on the other side, just to check in with the left side. And come through to your pigeon pose. Left knee will land in behind your left wrist. Right leg will extend long behind you. And again, your invitation is here to fold forward, come into more of a restorative variation, or we'll add that movement again for the upper body. Press into your fingertips, anchor through your lower body. As you exhale, drop your right shoulder, gaze over your left side. Inhale, come up through center, tall upper body. Exhale, drop left shoulder, gaze right. Couple rounds like that. Inhale through center, exhale, twist, gaze left. Inhale through center, exhale, twist, gaze right. One more time. Inhale, exhale. Last one. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, come up through center, lift up through your upper body. Okay. And again, if you need a moment or two to fold forward, take that. And eventually we will meet in our seated position. I'm going to do my other side here. So right leg is long, won't be mirroring you. Right leg is long, sole of left foot to inner thigh. Okay. Lengthen up tall through your upper body. Take an inhale breath. As you exhale, slow hinge over your right side. Invite space along the outer line of your body, soften in. And then inhale, come up through center. Plant your left hand down, press into your shin, left shin, right foot. Squeeze your glutes, lift your hips, reach up and back. Exhale, slow lower, come into your side bend. And inhale, anchor down, rise up, reach back. Couple more just like that, slow hinge. And lift. Attach your breath to the movement, slow hinge. And lift. Let's take one more side bend to close off, and then come back up through center. Okay. This time we'll take a butterfly shape or a bound angle shape with the lower body, soles of the feet together, knees open up. And we'll do a forward fold from here. You're welcome to take your feet a little bit further from the body or draw your heels closer in. You take an inhale breath, find a soft grip at your ankles or your feet, and as you exhale, slowly hinge, fold forward over your feet. Soften your shoulders from your ears wherever you are here. Notice if you're really holding onto tension in your glutes or your low back. Can you breathe in, and as you exhale, release, soften into that area. Feel your knees fall open, your inner thighs lengthen. Inhale, slowly come back up through center. Give your shoulders a roll. Turn your body around to then slowly lay down onto your back. Give your knees a gentle squeeze in towards the chest. Rock your body from side to side. Take your knees out to your armpits. Stack your ankles up over your knees. Happy baby pose. Hands to the pinky side edge, your ankles, the back of your knees. Option to add a gentle rock. Maybe you explore even more work for lengthening the inner thighs. So you extend one leg out and then the other. And then eventually lower your feet down to the mat. Feet are slightly wider than hip distance. We'll close off here with a twist. Let your knees fall over towards the left side of your space. Arms can open up to a cactus. Then option to add a bit more pressure to the twist, only if it feels okay on your bottom knee. Your left heel will lift up to rest on the outer right quad. You might send your gaze over your right shoulder, if that feels okay on the neck. I like to add a gentle, almost massage along the outer right line of my leg in this twist. I'm using my heel to just kind of massage out that outer line. The next inhale will bring you back through center. Bring both feet flat. Again, the stance is wide. And then allow your knees now to fall over towards the right. Take your time, especially if anything feels like it's stuck or gripping, clenching. Knees to the right. You might take your right heel to the outer left thigh now. Maybe your gaze will fall over your opposite shoulder. Can you use your heel again for that gentle massage? Just make sure your knee feels okay here. A few more rounds of breath. Linger as long as you would like. Eventually meet back through center. You can draw your knees in for one more big hug, big squeeze, and open up to your final pose, Savasana. Legs, arms extend out long. Allow yourself to melt into the mat below. Fall heavy into every part of your body connected to the earth. See if you can give yourself 5 to 10 of your own deep, full, honest breath without expectation, without movement, without needing to be or do anything in particular other than simply to rest. Please stay here for as long as you can today. Soak in as much of this time on your mat in stillness. Maybe you're still moving with your breath. Acknowledge the fact that you were able to show up and move your body today, and how incredible it is that you have this safe space to practice yoga, move your body. Send out a silent thank you to the community of yogis who also were able to roll out their mat today and move their body. And thank you guys for joining me. Congratulations, day 7, 1 week, you made it. From my heart to yours, namaste.